Ага, поехали. Значит, у нас что? А, второй день начался, или как-то вторая глава. Вытащили этого хозяина, Гилфри. Там, походу, кто-то слизняка катило соленой водой, и он умер. Надо инвестигировать.
It's Miss Gilfrey again. Hurry, Frumple.
Oh, Lord Winklebottom, Dr. Frumple, thank goodness you're here. I just came back this morning and I discovered this horrific mess.
What a disgusting sight. What on earth is it?
I do believe it's Mr. Pumphrey, the gardener.
Whatever could have happened to him?
Poor chap looks to have been doused in salt water. Deadly to certain invertebrates, you know.
Salt water? Why would salt water be running through the pipes in here?
I need some fresh air. You'll find me outside if you need me.
Мне дадут?
Oh, look at this!
Ah, Miss Price! You gave me quite the start. I didn't notice you coming in.
Может, это она убийца?
Story of my life. This is fascinating, though. I'd heard this could happen to slugs, but I've never witnessed it before. Oh, I would like to study it.
Подозрительно она как-то появилась здесь, да? Так. Шланг. Кто-то специально оторвал шланг.
I don't really want to lug around an entire hosepipe if I don't have a reason to. Poor Mr. Pumphrey.
I say, you don't think this had anything to do with us messing around with that water system, do you?
Oh, I don't suppose so, no. On balance, I'm certain this was just a terrible but entirely unrelated accident.
Что вы можете об этом сказать?
Tell us a bit about your work.
It's hard to know where to begin, really. It was very varied. Archaeology, historical research, even paleontology. Gilfrey had found a lot of very interesting artifacts over the years.
Например?
And you were cataloguing them all?
I wasn't just his secretary, if that's what you were implying. I studied them, made notes, performed tests to determine age and so on.
Вот ты решила себе всю славу прихватить. Я знаю, что это ты. Все, убийца-хамелеон, я раскрыл дело.
Had you made any significant discoveries recently? Could that be what Gilfrey was planning to announce?
No, nothing out of the ordinary. Certainly nothing that would be of interest to the general public.
Could we perhaps take a look at your notes to see if there's anything that stands out?
I'm afraid not. Mr. Gilfrey took them and I don't know where he put them. I'd be very grateful to have them back if you happen to find them.
Thank you, Miss Price.
Так, что? А. Вот ты их и искала там. Ладно. А где Гилфри?
This tube is part of the network of pipes Gilfrey used.
Ingenious system.
Куда его дели-то, кстати? Давайте вскрывать уже.
Well, goodbye for now.
God be with you, mate.
Так. Что вы думаете об
Any
этом?
ideas, old thing?
Should probably have a poke around the island now the storm.
Так, а в смысле, а вскрыть тело-то? Где он может быть? А, да, его сюда, в ванну вынесло. Давай.
Poor Gilfrey. How sad he should end up like this. I suppose we should search the body for clues.
Looks like there's something in his pocket. We should probably take a look. I'll need to perform an autopsy as soon as possible too.
Let's try to do this as quickly as we can. I don't like to think of him just lying here in the bathtub like this.
Да, пусть он лежит
You know,
разрезанный.
this sort of reminds me of that case we had in Yorkshire a few years back. Remember that? Hogfellow was murdered by being pushed down a hill in a bathtub. Last of the summer swine, the press called it.
Shall we get on, Frumple?
Так. Ага. Карманы.
We should check his pockets. Frumple, will you do the honors?
Only thing he has on him is a key by the looks of it. Nothing else here.
От чердака. Хорошо.
key we found in Guildford.
Что?
He doesn't have anything.
Ну ладно, давай вскрывать.
No, I don't think.
Подожди.
Right then, I suppose you'll need to perform this autopsy.
Trouble is, I don't have all my equipment. Wasn't expecting to need it. At the very least, I'll need a knife, some needle and thread, and some kind of apron to protect myself.
А,
Have to ask around, I
иголка с
suppose.
ниткой. Я знаю, где есть иголка с ниткой. У глухой бабушки. Так, а мы тут, наверное, сейчас пока ничего не найдем нового.
I'm really not going to check all those bedrooms.
Хорошо. Ну, если только с этим еще раз поговорить. Вот. Уже нет никого. Нету. Так. Да мы взяли, все. Пусть.
This is the most upsetting.
I'm not sure it's quite at the top of.
Я даже не помню, что там было. Яйца вроде купить. Так, вот.
Well, we have a key and we have a locked door. It would be most remiss of us not to at least attempt to use one with the other.
Блин, а как он все-таки выражается?
Well, go on then. Stop wittering on and just try it.
Oh, very well.
О, подошло. Нифига себе. Какие тайны нас там ждут. Библия?
Look, Frumple, somebody seems to have dropped a book.
Anything good? I like that one where animals from space came down in weird two-legged walking machines, then caught rabies and died. Very exciting.
No, actually, it appears to be a prayer book. We should return it to its rightful owner.
Угу.
A prayer book that somebody dropped near the attic.
Но у нас только пока один подозреваемый.
No luck, I'm afraid. The door appears to be jammed shut.
Блин, еще одна закрытая дверь. Да
I
что
swear I can hear
такое-то?
movement inside, though. I say, you in there. I insist you open this door at once. Well, I'm out of ideas. We need to force it open somehow.
Вы чё? Давай ножом и...
No.
Я знаю, что. Вот. Бери. Где? Секиру бери.
You know,
That's-
Frumple, I'm inclined not to touch this again unless I need to.
Certainly not for that poor gardener, no.
В смысле? Саму одну секиру достаньте. Так. Здрасте.
Ah, Miss Clutterbuck, I wonder if you might be able to lend us your apron for a short time.
I think not, my lord. I'd be lost without it. Give
О,
me a minute.
хорошо,
I'll get you one of my
пойдет.
spares, though. There you are, my lord. You can keep this one. It never did me any good in any case.
Oh my. Here, Frumple, you can keep all of
А,
this.
не налезет, да?
Thank you, Miss Clutterbuck.
Хорошо. А где? Подожди. А где? А что, кухонным ножом не будешь это резать? Так, вот у нас есть соль.
I suppose they must keep a few cooking.
Foolish, if you ask.
А чё вы ничего не говорите про то, что в водопроводную воду добавили соль? Ладно.
Madam,
До свидания.
thank you for.
Так, вот.
Dame Celia's haberdashery bag. Knitting, sewing.
Go on then, pinch a needle and thread while she's not looking.
Dr. Reginald Frumple, I'm appalled. We must ask her if we wish to borrow her belongings.
Да,
You asked when you made off with that dead chap's tie, you mean?
она не услышит.
Dame Celia, we should like to borrow your sewing kit.
Don't mumble so, darling.
Greetings, madam.
I say, what?
I said.
No, it's no good. I can't.
Ну, вот я уже слышал, все. Попрощай, да,
Farewell,
пока.
Dame.
What did you say?
О,
I'm not going to open these. It'll let a terrible.
тоже делся куда-то. Ладно. Ну и все. Вот.
I wonder, is this prayer book yours, perhaps?
Oh, goodness, yes. I've been looking for that all morning. Wherever did you find it?
Над лестницей на чердак. Почему ты ее там
Rather
оставил?
curiously, we found it behind a locked door leading up to the attic.
Oh, my. Well, that is most strange. I really can't
Конечно.
account for that at all. Most strange indeed.
Nonetheless, I'm glad I was able to return it to you.
А где это? Доктор Райс, хорошо. Ладно, пошли наружу. О,
Well, the
привет.
rain appears to have cleared up at least. This will make it.
Yes, wouldn't have wanted to go out in that storm. My tea would have been watered down something rotten.
Have you finished sorting through Guilfrey's paperwork? Did you find everything you needed?
Well, not everything. There were some papers missing. If you find any of his documents or such like, do let me know.
Thank you, Mr. Spode.
Так, ничего нет вокруг. Ага. Особняк. Хорошо. Лес, маяк. Пошли на пристань. Там собакер должен быть. Вы нас уже покидаете, мистер
Look, Frumple, it's Mr. Walters.
Уолтерс.
Let me be. I'm not sticking around this place for a minute longer.
Can we just let him leave like this?
Who's going to stop me? You soft-bellied landlubbers?
It's okay, Frumple. Walters clearly wasn't here when Guilfrey was killed. We can let him leave.
Drunkard barely got us here in one piece, probably drowned before he reaches the mainland. Still, it's his own funeral, I suppose.
I'll have you know that I be as sober as a judge. After what I saw last night, I'm giving up drink for life.
Well, goodbye then, Mr. Walters, and good luck.
Плыви, плыви. Так, все что ли? Возможно, не надо было его отпускать. О, так можно... Пошли погуляем по пляжу.
Good grief,
Ой,
Frumple.
ёлки.
Who on earth is this poor unfortunate?
А он еще живой. Повезло.
Oh, as I live and breathe, it's Lord Winklebottom. Oh, am I glad to see you, sir.
Ну, один умер, один прибыл. Блин, и один убыл.
Inspector Culver, what on earth happened to you?
We got your call, Winklebottom, so I got here as quick as I could.
Ну,
I've
кажется,
come to help, sir.
кажется, тебе нужна помощь, да?
You don't look like you're in any state to do that right now. How on earth did you get here?
Прилетел.
It wasn't easy, sir. Couldn't get a boat. Only a madman would try to sail through that storm.
Well, quite. Hold on a minute. You don't mean...
That's right, sir. I flew here, all the way from Special Branch. Now, if you don't mind, sirs, I'm starting to feel a bit...
Только не умирай там. Пошли с нами.
Bird has passed out. Come on, Frumple, let's get him back to the mansion.
Да,
and rest.
отнесем давай. Тем более, это же голубь небольшой. Вот, видишь, а если бы я не
Right,
пошел,
well, we got him settled down. We should go back and check on him later.
он бы мог там остаться. Пошли дальше. Опа! Ха-ха! Улика.
Some driftwood is floating out on the sea. This might be useful if I could reach it.
Honestly, the one thing you should be good at is reaching things at a distance.
Да.
I'm not far off, but I need a bit more reach. Some kind of long pole would do the trick if it had something on the end to hook in the wood. If only I hadn't lost that boat hook earlier.
Так, ну что ж, зайдем? Конечно, зайдем. Ох, нифига себе.
barrels. They seem to be sealed shut, though there's what looks like gunpowder around the bottom of them. Too damp to use, I'd wager. Maybe the stuff inside would be dry.
Угу. Берем.
I can't open these by hoof. I'll need a tool. No, I don't think this is...
Ладно, тут что у нас?
Good Lord, Frumple, look at this. It's Gilfrey's submarine vessel.
Ah,
He used this for his expeditions. Made some fantastic voyages.
Я думал, это кто-то таинственный приплыл.
Too lazy to swim, I suppose.
I rather think he's built for streams and rivers rather than whole oceans, to be fair.
Oh, well, yes, I suppose that's a reasonable excuse.
Ну, мы, кстати,
A great lake inside the cavern. This must connect to the sea outside.
No good for wallowing, then.
понимаешь, что мы пролетим в субмарину.
This water is far too deep to wade in. We'll need to find another way if we're to get over to that vessel.
Или сможем. Вообще, ты можешь туда голову как минимум засунуть.
I should very much like to see the inside of that craft, however the water is far...
No bloody chance. I'd get water in me tea.
Хорошо, ладно, мы запомним. Все, больше нет ничего. Мы запомним, что там в лес можешь зайти. А как на маяк-то попасть? Через лес? Пошли в лес. Там говорят, монстр waits. О-о-о. Так, у нас есть карта.
A map of the island.
Ну,
I'm
пошли.
not sure this is the right way.
Мы насквозь
I'm
пройдем.
not sure this is the... This forest is...
Ага. Так, круг.
Thank goodness for that.
В смысле выйти, а зайти? Нет, давай-ка еще раз. Наверное, надо карту рисовать. Или что? Так, у нас есть наклоненное дерево с веткой.
This forest is...
Теперь два параллельных
I'm
дерева.
not sure this is the... This
Одно.
forest is...
О, вот здесь я был, это я помню. Вот здесь я уже был. И... Непонятно.
Thank goodness.
Так. Не, надо как-то пройти.
I'm not sure this is the...
Да, пошли обратно.
This forest is...
Еще, ага.
We seem to have got turned around.
Значит, вернемся. А чуть не заметил, мы в ту сторону. Мы вообще не в ту сторону
I'm not
пришли.
sure this is the right... Thank goodness.
Да. Ладно. Что это вы тут делаете?
Tarquin Bernard Flopsy III, 1865 to 1908, survived by his loving wife, 38 daughters and 42 sons. May he rest in peace.
Подожди, это вообще заяц какой-то.
A chap named Wilfred Pex is apparently buried here.
Или это не семейный клеп?
The grave of a Julia Zizou.
Мышка.
This appears to be the grave of one Brutus Nibbler. For those we've lost, there are a number of names here. Here's one. Lois Jean Richards.
Понятно.
Perhaps we could discuss your family. What can you tell us about your mother?
Mother and I were great pals, Lord Winklebottom. We had such laughs, often at Father's expense. The house was so full of joy before.
I was so very sorry to hear of Ethelberta's death.
The house wasn't the same after that. I had to get away, you understand? I just couldn't bear it. But now I've returned.
Да, грустная история.
Dreadful business. Just dreadful.
Had you seen your father recently?
No, not for some time. I was so looking forward to seeing him again, introducing him to Winslet. But alas...
Thank you, miss.
Хорошо, ладно.
Farewell, Miss Gil.
Так, что там? И что скажешь?
Tell us more about this business with your family.
Not much to tell. I wanted to get a decent job and they didn't approve. Just wanted me to swan around the estate all day. Not my style, old thing. I mean, I like to enjoy myself as much as the next chap, but one has to try to make a difference, don't you think?
Больно ты как-то это
Wish
рассказывал.
I didn't have to have a job. My life would be much easier without all the bloody sick people badgering me all day.
So they disowned you. Seems a trifle harsh.
Well, quite, old thing. Families, eh, Winklebottom? More belly trouble than they're worth. We'd be better off without them. Oh, sorry, Constant.
Больно ты как-то говоришь правильные вещи, как будто заранее все это выучил, чтобы показать себя в более лучшем свете. Ладно, пока. У нас что? Вот она, да?
Ethelberta's grave, you can tell how much you revered her.
Don't much fancy being buried myself. Shoved into a tiny wooden box in the cold and darkness. No, I had enough of that getting over here, thank you very much.
I'm surprised Gilfrey let it get into this state. Something must have been troubling him. Must try and tidy it up for the old chap. These vines are tough. We shan't remove them by hoof or even tooth or claw.
Not even your gnashers would get through those, eh?
I'm not fond of them in any case. Too bitter for my palate. This trusty knife will surely slice through these vexatious vines.
I say, Winklebottom, just imagine if we hadn't found that knife. Worth its weight in gold, that thing.
Ой-ой, не то, не то. И чё, ну мы перерезали? О,
Tough vines from Ethelbert.
это пригодится. Так. Что, нету больше? Это мы посмотрели. Ладно. Как лес-то пройти?
I'm really not sure what the... no. I'd really rather not.
Хорошо, ладно. Может, там что изменилось? Ой, не то. Кстати.
Gone.
А, вот он.
Well, he seems dead to the world. How does he seem to you, Frumple?
Poor fellow is knackered. He'll be right as rain after a bit of rest, though. We should leave him be.
Ну ладно. Так. Нам надо что? Нам надо... Не, надо как-то через лес пройти. Пожалуй, паузу пока поставлю. Попробую пробиться через лес. Ага, лес слишком запутанный, чтобы из него выйти. Зато... Подожди, это... Вот. Можно забрать...
You know, I feel like this axe might come in useful again.
Wait, Just let me move out of the way first. I don't want to be anywhere near this lash up after the last time you touched it.
See? Perfectly safe.
Вот, а теперь попробуем собрать эту. Достать ими доски. А потом связать доски лианы лозой. А потом... Не знаю. Потому что ничего больше длинного у нас нету, да? Ну-ка. Точно. Хорошо.
Yes, I can pull a driftwood in towards the shore.
Логика.
And you almost did it without dropping that antique axe into the drink too. Almost.
Ой, секиры у нас нет. Ладно, попробуем связать.
Now I can bind this driftwood together with the vines. Yes, that makes a most satisfactory plank.
Ха, теперь можно.
This driftwood plank will make an ideal makeshift bridge over to the ship.
Легкотня.
Oh yes, this will definitely hold the combined weight of a giraffe and a hippo. Absolutely no danger
Тут
here.
запись включил.
Have a little faith, my friend.
Вот, что, прям след? Нифига себе. Так, о.
I suppose they kept this round in case it was needed to unstick a valve or something.
Could have done with that earlier.
Well, we have it now, that's the main thing.
О, так мы теперь... Так, тут у нас...
It's a bit murky down here, though I rather fancy I can see something or someone moving out there.
I suppose some aquatic fellow might be living down here. Doesn't appeal to me. How would you ever make a cup of tea underwater?
Let me have a closer look. I say, from the whole thing, there looks to be a chap in a spot of bother out here.
Папа замотался. Так. Люк почитать нельзя. Ладно, попробую в следующий раз. Так. У нас нет. Это куда вниз?
I say, I wonder where this goes.
I suspect it leads down to the engine. Probably just machinery and such like down there. In any case, there's a red rope blocking our path. We really mustn't cross it.
Ну
Oh
ладно.
no, quite so. Unconscionable. Unthinkable.
Probably for the best, truth be told. Our record when it comes to operating machinery we don't fully understand is not entirely spotless.
Он выражается так красиво. Опа. Что
Not
здесь?
about the times the vessel has been taken out. Nothing particularly recent as far as I can tell. Times, dates, coordinates, that sort of thing.
All a load of bloody gibberish to me. Oh, I say, the last page has a note written on it.
My dearest Ethelberta, a reminder that should you need to open the safe in my absence, you have only to play our tune.
Fellow has a safe then. Best look into that. Always some good clues in safes. Bad lot of good that note does us though. How do we know what their tune was? Fella could have been a bit more explicit.
I rather suspect that was the point. Anyway, we don't know, but somebody else might. We'll need to find out where this safe is too. Maybe one of the staff would be able to help there.
Так, где ее сыграть? А? У него есть сейф. Классно. Но я вижу только одно место, где можешь сыграть. Орган.
How marvellous! A pipe organ inside a submarine. Gilfrey was quite the polymath. Frumple, you play the piano. Would you like to give this a try?
Well, I'm sure I could play it, but I'm not really in the mood at the moment.
Нет уж, сыграйте.
Look, Frumple, there's a book of music on the organ. Perhaps you could play one of these.
No, I don't think so. Don't really care for any of them.
You've not even looked.
Well, even so. Maybe if you have a particular request, I could treat you to a
Ой,
performance.
отговорки. Я думаю, он не умеет играть, он просто врет. Тут слишком много этих... как их? Педали.
Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to hold my
Ah,
breath
это
for long
выход.
periods of time. If I'm going...
Я понял. Вот, у нас есть там водолазный этот шлем, не водолазный, наоборот. Так,
Let's give this a go then.
давай, а чё? А
Wait,
зачем
this
нам
might
порох?
be dangerous. Let me stand back first, then you can do it.
Thank you for your concern, my friend.
Well, look at that, it's full of gunpowder.
Возьмем чуть-чуть.
You know, I'm not actually that inclined to just shovel a hooful of gunpowder directly into my pocket.
А у нас есть, знаешь что? Во.
I I'm going to take a small quantity of gunpowder in this envelope.
Blimey, I'm going to keep my distance for a bit. Don't want to get myself all blown up if you drop the stuff.
Так, а куда нам его теперь сунуть можно?
An envelope containing a small quantity of gunpowder.
Так. У нас есть шлам. О. Не нашел это? Бумаг.
Thank you,
У нас есть шланг, у нас есть... Так, ну попробуем открыть.
A little elbow grease is all that's needed for this, I think.
Giraffes don't have elbows.
Well, either way, this seems to be doing the job.
Кажется, там кто-то крикнул, нет?
Hello? Is anybody in here?
I'm sure I heard movement. I say, come out and show yourself, you bounder.
Ну-ка.
I can't see... No. Wait, over there. There's somebody heading towards us. Very, very slowly. Greetings. I am Lord Winklebottom, and this is my associate, Dr. Frumple. You, I take it, are Ambrose, the butler.
Oh, thank heavens you found me, my lord. I've been trapped up here all night.
What the blazes happened to you, old thing?
Oh, some ne'er-do-well shut me in after I disturbed them snooping around up here.
Чего?
Tell us, who was it?
I do apologize, my lord, but I'm not feeling too well after my ordeal. Would you be so kind as to let me rest a while before I talk about it?
И давай не увиливай, рассказывай, зачем и как убил это хозяина.
Oh, not at all, old chap. We shall come and see you in the servants' quarters presently.
А, не, подожди, хамелеон же убил теперь.
Very good, my lord. Thank you.
Или вы сговорились?
That's disappointing. I was hoping we'd find a criminal up here or something.
Maybe we have.
What, the butler did it? Rather unlikely, what?
Just once I'd like it to be the case, though.
Что там? Был заперт. Хорошо. У нас тут есть... Ну, естественно, это сразу
Some
в
tape
карман.
is for sealing up boxes and such like.
Машина. Что это?
There's some kind of contraption under this sheet.
Открывай.
Now, what's under here, I wonder?
Oh, I
Что это?
say.
Что
My
это?
word, what on earth is it? And what has you so uncharacteristically blithesome, my friend?
Don't you know what this is? It's one of those machines for showing, well, you know.
А, монетку надо
I honestly
ставить.
have no idea.
Только...
It shows pictures, photographs, you know, of animals. Animals who aren't wearing any,
Any what?
well, anything at all. They're completely undressed. Or so I'm told. I never thought I'd actually see one of these in person.
How absolutely ghastly.
Мгм. Отвратительно, давай
A
посмотрим.
machine that apparently shows photographs of animals in various states of undress.
Мгм. А может быть и нет.
Doesn't seem to do anything. I think it needs a coin to operate it.
I'm sure we can find a coin or two around the place somewhere.
Мгм. Хорошо, тут... О,
This trunk is full of various knickknacks, trinkets, old tools, and so on.
о, вот
Just
это как
check
раз
through the
хорошо.
tools. Yes, there's a small screwdriver in here. I'll take this.
Я даже знаю, куда ее надо. Так, давай посмотрим, что там.
This trunk is full of various knickknacks, trinkets, old tools, and so on.
А, так нельзя. Ну, вроде как тут все пока. Мгм. Мгм. Так, в кабинете у нас что? Вот. Берем.
Maybe this will help get a better view under that lake.
You can't just stick it on your head, though, you know? You'll need to make a seal somehow.
Yes, and figure out a way to breathe.
Is it even going to fit over that whacking great conch of yours?
И чё? Чехол от пыли. Вот я не знаю, зачем мне может быть нужен. Да, откручиваем.
This screwdriver fits perfectly. Ah, yes, here we are.
Looks like you've come up trumps, eh?
Есть. Так. Шланг.
Seems that I might have a use for this after all.
Ничего нового не скажешь?
Thank you, Miss.
Что мне еще надо? Сейчас, подожди.
Tell me about how you got trapped in the attic.
Well, sure, it was like this. I was in the attic sorting through a few of the master's belongings. It's awful messy up there, so I've taken it upon myself to do a
По-моему, он
spot
стал
of spring
это
cleaning.
резвее говорить.
Go on.
Well, sir, while I was tidying, somebody else came in and started rooting through the boxes. It's dark up there, so they didn't notice me at first.
Who was it?
Well, alas, that I can't tell you, sir. Much as they didn't see me, I couldn't see very much of them.
Most unfortunate.
Anyway, I must have made a sound because I startled them. I tried to give chase, but they ran out the door, slamming it shut. Must have done some damage because it got jammed.
The rotter locked the door at the bottom of the stairs too.
I suppose they must have thought old Ambrose here saw them and wanted to keep them out of the way, at least for a short while. But what were they looking for, I wonder? Ambrose, I regret to inform you that your master is deceased.
I know, sir. Ms. Clutterbuck was kind enough to break the news to me.
Do you have any idea who the rotter might be?
Alas, no, sir. My master was a kind soul. It's hard to imagine anybody wishing him harm.
Я же хотел еще посмотреть, кто такой Асколтль. Ладно.
We have reason to believe there may be a safe in the house somewhere.
No, my lord. Leastways, not as far as I'm aware. The master kept his paperwork in his study, but there's no safe in there.
Well, this is frustrating. I mean, just what is the point of a combination if we don't have the safe to go along with it?
Ну хорошо.
Thank you, Ambrose.
Пока мы тебя оставим. Так. Ага. Это что?
I say, I didn't notice these before. They must have got disturbed with all the comings and goings in here.
Сердечко.
Let me see. Huh. They're a load of hoof-written letters. Look like pretty soppy stuff to me. My dearest A, blah blah, secret love, blah blah, BC. Who's BC?
Well, we know a B at least. These letters seem a touch one-sided, and if they are from who I suspect, then it looks like they weren't ever actually given to A.
А где она, кстати? Ага, на кухне была. Ну-ка, признавайся, БЦ.
I wonder if you could tell us where Gilfrey's safe is located.
Safe? Oh, no, my lord. The master doesn't have a safe.
But he must.
Begging your pardon, sir, but I'm afraid not. If he did, then he kept it a secret from me.
Well, this is most disappointing, I must say. This might be a touch awkward, but we discovered some letters under your bed.
My lord, you didn't read them, did you?
Нет. Только...
And how? So you're B then? And I take it old Aristotle Gilfrey was A.
Oh, my lord, I didn't mean anybody to see those letters. They're just a silly old goat's idle fantasy. The master was kind, but never showed me any interest.
And you wished him to?
More than anything, my lord. But it wasn't his way. He was still devoted to the mistress, and nobody would have changed that. Especially not somebody like me, I suppose.
Ну что ж, хорошо. Ну я же говорю, не могла она его убить. Так, что нам надо? А, я уже взял, что ли? Точно, вот шланг.
I can
Приматываем.
use this packing tape to attach the hose pipe to the helmet.
Ага.
The pipe will let me breathe, but it won't fit over my snout.
Что-то надо еще, да, сделать.
I'd really rather not. This seems unlikely.
Это еще тебе надо, да?
No, I don't think.
Ладно. Пришло время Робка еще какая-то. Где выход? Пришло время... Ну на. Не, нету. Что, не слышишь? Гонг звонит. По ком звонит гонг? Он звонит по тебе. Так, ага. Держи.
Perhaps this trumpet would help with your hearing.
How dare you call me a strumpet? I've never been so offended in all my days.
Рубка. Опа, что-то еще. Смотри, опять что-то набило в рот.
No, madam, I said trumpet.
Now you're just mumbling, you young reprobate. Look, why don't you give me that trumpet you're holding so I can hear you better?
Что там у тебя?
I have reason to believe you might have accidentally placed a quantity of coins into your bill.
Oh my word! However did these get here? Well, perhaps you should take them, darling, and let us not make any further mention of it.
Ugh, they're all wet. Here, Frumple, you're more used to bodily fluids than I. You keep these, and I'll just take the one we need.
Oh, charming.
It seems to me, Dame, that you're making something of a habit of purloining items that don't belong to you.
And you're a damn thief.
Oh, darling, it's true, it's true. I just can't help myself. So many pretty, shiny things. They'd be happier with me, don't you think? I'm doing it for them.
I see. It's really not acceptable behavior, though.
Everybody's allowed one dirty little habit, aren't they, darlings? It's such a little thing, really. They make such a fuss about it.
They?
The theatre owners said I'd ruined the play. It was the meerkats of Venice. Well, how was I to know they needed all three of those silly boxes? I left them one, but the others were so sparkly. I just had to have them, darlings. I had to.
You mean you stole props in the middle of the play? I take it they fired you.
Ну как, ничего там как бы не украла, просто не нужны были.
Yes, darling. They replaced me. Replaced me! And it was all hush-hush, of course, but I didn't work in theatre again.
А чё у тебя это пригласили-то зачем?
Saturday night at the Derby and Joan Club.
Most distressing, I'm sure.
To think my career would meet such an ignoble end. Oh, darlings, you should have seen me in my prime. I did all the greats. Shakespeare, the primates of Penzance, waiting for Doggo. Oh, I was marvelous, darlings, simply marvelous.
Так, вот, не надо.
I wonder if you might borrow your sewing kit.
Well, I suppose so, just as long as you return it. Take what you need from my bag.
Don't think the old bird will want it back after I've been using it to serve the body.
Пока.
Farewell, then, Celia.
Все, пошли вскрывать труп. Опа, там что-то. Ну то, что криптоманка. Да, правильно. Так, труп в ванной. Увидимся попозже. Начинайте.
I'm really not sure what the plan is.
В смысле в чем? Вскрыть труп ножом.
Right then, I suppose you'll need to perform this autopsy.
Let me take the needle and thread and I'll get on with it. Right, I'll just get ready. I'm not really sure about this apron. Oh well, here we go then.
О, Господи. Давай. Ой,
Is that it?
Yes, all done. He was murdered, all right. Saltwater poisoning. Somebody must have tainted the water in his pipe network.
and salt water would kill him.
Yes, he's a freshwater animal. Couldn't survive in salt.
Can you estimate the time of death?
Poor chap probably only died shortly before the maid found him, but the salt could have been put into the system hours earlier. There's no way to know when the killer struck.
So we know how he was killed, but not when. That makes it hard to nail down a suspect. If it could have been done at any time, anybody could have done it. Blast!
Time for a bit of detective work then. Talk to suspects, fill up the old notebook, what?
Indeed, there's a villain on this island, and it's up to us to bring him, or her, to justice. Come, Frumple, the game is a hoof.
А может... Is not branch... Ну ладно, достижение какое-то. Так, у нас смотри, сколько подозреваемых отпало. Насколько фляги прячься. Подожди, он мог раньше подписать. Не подозреваемый. Так он... Ну ладно. Так, у меня же монетка есть? Есть. Ну давай посмотрим. Мы будем смотреть его так, чисто в научных интересах, что вдруг там не голые животные.
I'll just pop this in here and...
It's working. It's working. Let me see, dash it all. I say, there's a nude fellow in a bath. You know, he looks somewhat familiar.
Oh. Да. Я что-то даже не знаю, как-то.
I think perhaps we should endeavour to never watch that again.
Yes, quite so, old thing, quite so.
Пугающее прошлое. Я думаю, нам с ним надо поговорить. Так, кстати. А монетки-то не отсюда были случайно? Ага.
I say, weren't there some old coins here before?
I'll say they were. Some ruddy bounder has made off with the lot.
Подожди. Положи
Under
обратно.
the case.
Damn cheek of somebody getting hold of them before you did.
Это вот так, конечно. Так, подожди, ну давай поговорим с тобой, товарищ мистер преподобный.
Reverend, could we talk about the incident? What can you tell us about the incident last night?
Alas, not a jot. I arrived here and went to my room for some peace and quiet before the big event. By the time I came down, poor Gilfrey had already passed.
You saw nothing unusual.
I wish I could help you, but no, I'm afraid I did not.
Ah, Reverend, there's something rather delicate I wish to discuss with you.
Beavis.
Quiet, Frumple.
What is it, my son?
Well, that is to say...
You were in a dirty movie.
Ah, bugger. I just knew it had come out at some point.
You don't deny it.
Would that I could, but no. I feared Gilfrey had discovered my secret. I suppose that's why we're all here, so he can reveal the terrible truth to the world.
Surely not. Gilfrey wouldn't do something like that.
And why shouldn't he? Maybe he felt that it was the right thing to do, or maybe he was going to ask for money to keep my secret. In any event, perhaps I should be punished for my sordid past. I needed the money, you see. I was young and foolish.
The old church roof again. Couldn't you run a tombola or something?
I hadn't taken up the cloth then, you understand. In fact, in many regards, this is my way of atoning.
Почему у тебя, кстати, клыков нету больших?
Well, don't worry, Reverend. Your secret is safe with us.
Oh, is it? That's a shame. It's a blasted funny story.
Well, goodbye for now, Reverend.
God be with you, my son.
Хорошо, ладно, допустим. Так, а у нас ничего?
Now, let us have a
А, ну
look.
это
Just
бумаги.
some paper.
Not inherently so, but in this case, yes. They don't seem to have any great interest.
Best way in
Да,
my
мы уже
По-моему,
это все обсудили, ладно. Так, о.
Poor Mr. Pumphrey.
I say, you don't think this had anything to...
Oh, I don't.
Может, прикроем дело, что ли?
I'm really not sure.
Ну ладно. Вытрем его. Так.
If we could talk about the incident for a moment. What can you tell us about Gilfrey's death?
Nothing, I'm afraid. I wasn't in the mansion at the time. I live elsewhere on the island.
О, может, ты знаешь, как через лес
It
полететь?
allows me to focus on my work.
How was your relationship with Gilfrey?
I was very grateful to him for offering me work. Many people aren't quite so open-minded, you know.
You don't know of anybody who would wish him harm.
Not at all. He wasn't exactly outgoing, at least in the time I knew him.
But you got along with him well.
As well as could be expected. Like most people, he underestimated me.
Ah.
I'm capable of far more than the work he allowed me to
Ну
do.
точно
Mr.
она убийца.
Winklebottom. But
Решила
I'm used to
доказать,
being
что
underappreciated.
все эти себе присвоить открытия, там что там.
Because you're
Indeed. Not the sort of work a woman is supposed to do, don't you know? I have to work twice as hard as the others for a quarter of the recognition.
Most frustrating, I'm sure.
And on top of that, I can't even get a lab coat my size with pockets in it. It's just infuriating.
Хорошо, хорошо. Успокойтесь.
Thank you, Miss Price.
Ой. Похожие эти хамелеоны. Да. Так, а я не понял, почему это темным записано, а это светлым? Так. Коробку мы еще открыть не можем. Этот еще спит? Ты? Нет.
Thank you, Am.
Кто тут у нас еще? Ага. Ты.
Turning to the incident then. Are you aware of anybody who might have had a grudge against Gilfrey?
Well, my lord, Pumphrey seemed most vexed of late. Said he overheard the master discussing getting rid of somebody on the telephone. He thought it was him because of an incident in the vegetable garden. But I'm sure it wasn't.
О, блин, я что-то забыл, что он там сказал-то.
Please tell us in detail what you know about the incident.
Well, my lord, as you know, I discovered the master dead a short while before you arrived. The other guests were here, and I'd been helping them to their rooms. I went to find the master, and there he was. Dead. Oh, it was horrible.
And you didn't see anything strange before that?
Well, at the time, I thought it odd that Ambrose wasn't helping with the guests. Oh, but I never dreamed he'd been locked up there in the attic all that time.
Угу.
Miss Clutterbuck, it strikes me you might have had a somewhat uneasy relationship with the victim.
Oh, no, sir. The master was very kind to me.
not as kind as you'd have liked there.
I suppose I can't blame him. A person in his position couldn't be seen with somebody like me. He just wouldn't be proper.
Well, quite so.
Mm-hmm.
I fancy I might have resented him for it a bit. Oh, my lord. If only things had been different.
Did you ever discuss this with him? Perhaps he might have felt the same way you did.
Oh, my lord. I just couldn't. The shame of it.
Хорошо, ладно.
Thank you, Miss Clutterbuck.
Так. Подожди, с тобой-то мы говорили, нет? Ты что-то забыл уже.
Reverend, could we talk about the incident? I wonder if we could discuss what you were doing last night.
Why? Whatever do you mean?
Well, we found your prayer book on the stairs to the attic, the same attic where Ambrose disturbed someone and got himself shut in.
Так,
You can't think I would do such a thing. I'm an animal of God, Winklebottom. I would never.
And yet, we found something up there that was of great interest to you, as you know.
All right, I admit I was trying to find that wretched machine. I thought I could destroy it and save my good name, but I heard somebody coming up the hall stairs, so I darted out of there and hid in the study. I suppose I dropped my book then.
То есть там еще кто-то был?
So you never actually went into the attic?
No, I swear I didn't, and I certainly didn't harm poor Aristotle.
Thank you, Reverend. That'll be all for now.
Все страньше и
Well, goodbye for
страньше.
now, Reverend.
God be with you, my son.
Ничего нет снова. Тоже мотив. Нет, ну уже знаем, кто убийца. Не надо мне вот этих вот левых этих лишних. С тобой. Ну, он вне подозрений. Понятно.
Thank you, Am.
Вот, у нас еще есть мадамы две.
Madam? About the incident.
Говори.
How well did you know Gilfrey?
Aristotle, not well. I knew dear Ethelberta for many years, almost since I was a Creer. I remember she was so excited when Aristotle proposed to her.
Then you don't know why anyone would have done him in?
Не
Gracious,
дослушал.
no. Please find out what caused this terrible tragedy, Lord Winklebottom. I fear his soul will not rest until you do.
What do you know about the incident?
I have tried to speak to the spirits, but there is a veil over these events. All is cloudy to me.
Чего?
Rot.
Rumpel, do be polite.
Oh, maybe you're right, Doctor. Recently, I find myself wondering if my powers are real after all. Perhaps it's all in my head.
You're doubting your abilities.
I might not be the only one. Think about it. An animal of science brought me here. Maybe he didn't believe either. Maybe he planned to put me to the test.
Ну ладно, пока.
Thank you for your time, madam.
О, что, сомневается, да? Как бы типа...
Now, about the incident. What can you tell us about Gilfrey?
I don't know him at all. No idea why he invited me. Truth be told, when I saw that journalist, my blood ran cold.
Why?
A lady has secrets, darling. Things she might want to keep away from her adoring public. I was worried Gilfrey might have discovered something about me and was planning on sharing it with the world.
Do you know anything about what happened?
Not a thing, darling. I hid away in here when I arrived. It gets so tiresome being in public, you know. So many questions, demands for autographs and all that.
Well, since you mention it, I have a piece of paper here. Maybe you could...
Rumpel, this is not the time.
Хорошо.
Farewell, Dame Celia.
Так, тоже боится, да? А, кстати... Можно с этими поговорить, дяденьками. А, вот еще есть у нас. Этот вне подозрений.
Perhaps we should discuss the incident. Do you have any idea who would want to kill poor Gilfrey?
Not a clue, old thing. Not a clue.
He had no legal problems, nothing that could suggest a motive?
Nothing that I knew about, and I would have known.
How about the old will? There's always a big kerfuffle about the will in cases like this, at least in my experience.
Nothing out of the ordinary. With his wife dead, just about everything goes to Constance.
Just about everything?
Oh, there was an amount set aside for the staff, to ensure they were well looked after. Not enough to kill for, though.
And what can you tell us about what happened to Gilfrey?
Hard to say, old thing. I mean, there was no shortage of folks coming and going, so it really could have been anybody.
You don't know anybody else here?
Not one of them. I've known Gilfrey for years, but not socially. I just dealt with his legal matters.
Ну что ж, хорошо.
Thank you, Mr. Spode.
Так. Скорее всего, не убийца. Семейный склеп. Довольно много тут могил не семейных. Вот что.
No, I don't think.
Ну ладно. Нет так нет. Давай поговорим с... Давай. Констанция.
We have reason to believe your father might have owned a safe.
Oh, that's right, he did.
I say, we've been over every blasted inch of that house and I've not seen one anywhere.
You wouldn't, Dr. Frumple. Father hid it. It's behind a painting in the drawing room. You won't get into it, though. Even I don't know how it opens. Father wouldn't go near it when others were in the room.
Гостиная за картиной.
How
Ага.
do you know about it?
One time, when I was just a duckling, I snuck into the room while he had the safe open. He didn't see me, thank goodness. I don't...
Thank you, Miss Gilfrey. Most interesting.
Хорошо.
Perhaps we could discuss your family. Do you happen to know if there's a particular tune or song your parents used to enjoy together?
Why, yes, there is, as a matter of fact. A song called Waddling in the Moonlight. Mother used to play it on the organ. I haven't thought about that for years.
Спасибо.
Thank you, miss. Farewell, Miss Gilfrey.
Где это? Нету, да? Что он 2 раза мигает или что? Или типа я дурной, чтоб сразу увидел?
If we could discuss the incident last night. Do you know anything about the circumstances of Gilfrey's death?
Not a jot, old thing. I mean, any one of us could have done it, couldn't we? People coming and going for this big event. I say, it could even have been you, or Dr. F here.
How
Так,
dare
за
you, sir? I'm
языком
a doctor,
следи.
I would never.
Steady on, old thing. He was just making a point.
Вот. Еще с белым пузиком этим. Ты давай либо черный, либо цветной. Не надо вот это вот прятать.
How well did you know Admiral Gilfrey?
Never met the fellow. I mean, Connie has talked about him, of course, but we never actually met.
So you don't know who might have wanted to kill him?
Not a clue, old thing. Isn't it usually a family thing? Inheritance and all that?
Alas, his only family is poor Miss Gilfrey. And you, once you're married, of course.
Right, yes, I suppose so. If he'd allowed the marriage, of course. I don't think the old boy approved of me, truth be told. Like my own family, I suppose.
Это больно часто ты про свою
I'm not
семью.
suggesting anything
Заткнись
at the
уже, да.
moment, sir. Mr. Spode mentioned Constance's inheritance. It will be rather substantial, I believe.
Oh, rather. I mean, jolly rotten luck and all, but she'll be a rich woman now.
And you a rich man if you're to marry her.
I say, well, that's a fine thing, isn't it? Dashed rude of you, old thing. What exactly are you suggesting?
I'm not suggesting anything, just pointing out the facts.
Well, you can get that idea out of your head right away. The nerve of you. I mean, really, it's just too much.
Ладно.
Thank you, sir.
Великий детектив. Достижение. Так, у нас, значит, ага.
The pipe will let me breathe, but it won't fit.
Что-то еще надо, да? Ладно, пока.
Hold on a moment, Frumple. Let's take stock. I'm rather afraid we're not getting anywhere with this investigation.
Does seem like a bit of a tricky one even for you. We have plenty of suspects, but little proof.
Quite. We seem to have got everything we can out of interrogating people. We're still no closer to knowing who did it. It's so infuriating.
Погоди, у нас есть еще один неопрошенный.
Pity old Gilfrey didn't let you know in advance what his plans were. Might have given us a clue as to why someone was so intent on stopping him.
We just lost touch over the years. He was busy with research, me with my work, and now it's too late. I should have made more of an effort.
Steady on, old chap, you weren't to know. That's just how life is sometimes.
I just need to solve this case. Catch the fiend who murdered my friend.
I say, what if we could get the rotter to expose themselves somehow?
Yes, but how? Oh, but wait a moment. Yes, It could just work. Madame Lavinia, she's the key. If she could summon Gilfrey's spirit, he could name the murderer.
Well, I don't want to burst your bubble, old thing, but, well, that's a load of old tosh, isn't it? There's no such thing as ghosts and spirits. Honestly, Winklebottom, you confound me at times.
Of course we know it's nonsense, but the killer may not. If we can make it look authentic, a seance might cause the killer to reveal himself. If he thinks old Gilfrey's about to finger him, he'd have to escape, or else own up before he was accused.
So all we have to do is fake a seance and wait for the killer to react? Genius. Or insanity. Honestly, I'm not sure which.
Perhaps both, my friend. Right, we should talk to our friendly medium about this.
Погоди. Здесь гостиная. Ага.
There is apparently a safe behind this painting, but I can't see any way to get to it.
Gotta be some way to get it open somewhere around here.
A collection of gramophone records.
Oh look, they have Sands of the Sea featuring Periwinkle.
I think I'll stick to the...
Нет, значит нет.
A trumpetless gramophone.
Так, а это не написано. И не написано, да? Я что-то забыл, какая там была. Но они, может, помнят? Какая там любимая песня? Что же сыграть-то? Так, с этой я тоже поговорил. Ну, я даже не знаю. Пробовать.
I believe these are used to see...
No, old boy, that...
Oh, then we...
Давай попробуем.
Madam? Madam, we may have a need of your, talents to help us solve this case.
My talents? Whatever can you mean, Lord Winklebottom?
Танцы.
Witchcraft, voodoo, whatever it is you call it. You know, having a chinwag with fellows who have kicked the bucket.
You really must have a wonderful bedside manner, Frumple, but as my candid colleague suggests, we wish to have discourse with the deceased.
You mean a seance? Oh, I don't know. They are difficult to perform. I'm not sure.
Давай говори, что тебе надо, что достанем.
Or the ability come to
У нас
that.
просто феноменальный талант доставать все, что угодно.
Please, madam, you must. This may be our only chance to catch the killer. And I think you might be surprised by just how effective you are.
Very well, but I can't promise you'll get the answers you seek. We will need the others here to join paws with us. Let me know when you are ready.
Just so we know, what exactly will happen in this little shindig?
I will ask for 3 signs. First, a chill in the air, which will indicate a presence. Next, a ringing bell, so we know the spirit is here.
О, как
Finally, a burst of flame as the spirit
удивительно, но
shows
кажется, у
its
нас все
power,
получится
so
сейчас.
we know the connection is strong.
Да,
And
конечно.
that's all.
No, then the spirit must show itself to us. It will appear in
А,
the
вот тут
room.
может быть проблема.
Blimey, how are we going to arrange all that?
Давай
Well,
попробуем.
madam, we are ready to start the seance.
Very well. You gather the others, and I'll prepare.
Так, а как нам дух появится?
Firstly, if the spirits are here, we should feel a chill in the room. Spirits, come to us now.
If I open this by hoof, everybody will see me. I need...
The spirits see.
А, надо, значит, подготовить. Подожди. Значит, надо подготовиться. Так.
If I turn the hands, I can make the clock...
Да, но надо его как-то будет. Нужна какая-то веревка, да?
I'd really rather not.
Ладно. Так просто, значит, не получится. Хорошо. Дух. Как нам дух призвать?
This seems unlikely. This tube is part of the network of pipes Gilfrey used to get around.
Ingenious system.
I have reservations.
Ясно, значит, не так. Как нам заставить дверь открыть эту?
I don't wish to ruin a perfectly good sheet, but needs must.
Ага.
A large white sheet with holes.
Так, а на кого ее надеть-то?
This trunk is full of various knickknacks, trinkets, old tools.
Конкретное? Что-нибудь, чтобы
This
можно...
seems unlikely. No, I don't think.
А ну порох нам понадобится, чтобы пыхнуть. Монтировка. Так, а если мы попробуем?
I'm not really inclined to start waving.
Ладно.
I'm really not sure what the. This seems unlikely to be. Thank you, Miss.
А там
Now, let us
все
have a
бумаги,
look.
все я понял.
Not inherently so.
Best way in
One would hope that.
Так, а в этом у нас ничего нету? В энциклопедии что-нибудь.
I wonder if I can find any information about.
Да,
does it say?
Apparently, that's
все понятно. Пока ничего.
Dame Sealy's haberdashery. Farewell.
А как открыть окно, чтобы никто не заметил? Че, и шлем надо? А может, доктор...
Well then, Frumple, we know the tune you need to play.
Oh, very well, if you insist. Let's see now.
Да, больно запутанно получается. Тут играть, чтобы там открылось.
Good grief, a piece of paper shot out of the pipe when you played that last note.
Тогда...
Sounded a bit off.
Let's take a look at this. It says, where we met, where we got engaged,
Ага.
married, where Constance was born. I'm not sure
Познакомились,
this is a great deal,
обручились,
but it must connect to the
поженились.
safe somehow.
Что надо узнать? Так, что вы мне скажете?
Any ideas, old?
We need to carry out this ridiculous.
Хорошо. Сеанс. Где выход-то? Хорошо. Я понял. Надо сейчас так.
Perhaps we could discuss your family.
Так, давай-ка. Познакомились, да? Ладно, потом. Родилась последняя. Обручились и поженились вроде. Что-то такое, да?
Do you know much about how your parents met or where they were married?
Not a great deal, I'm afraid. I know they met on one of
Africa,
my
huh?
father's expeditions in Africa, but not much
Africa.
beyond that.
What about their wedding or your own birth?
I can't help you, Lord Winklebottom. They moved around so much, you see, and had so many stories. You know, I'm not even sure where I was born.
Хорошо, ладно.
Thank you, miss. Farewell, Miss Guilford.
Так.
Where we met, where we got engaged, where we
Свадьба.
married, where
Ага. Ты что-нибудь вообще знаешь? Ну, ничего ты не знаешь.
Thank you, sir.
А будем по фотографиям выяснять. Так, ты что-нибудь знаешь?
Thank you, miss.
Да. Может, эти что подскажут?
Thank you.
Вряд ли. Во, кстати, там, может, голубь очнулся. Нет, не очнулся.
Thank you, Amber. Ugh, this bed is absolutely...
Looks like some kind of slime or mucus.
Ты еще жив?
Well, he seems dead to the world. How does he seem?
Poor fellow is knackered. He'll be right.
Хорошо, хорошо. Так. Но яйцо вот здесь было, точно я помню. Там, возможно, написано где.
This must be a baby photo.
Look at it, look.
Хорошо, да, посмотрим.
Maybe this might help with finding the information.
В смысле, что и что?
A photograph of Constance just after...
А как мне ее, как мне ее смотреть или что-нибудь с ней сделать?
This seems unlikely.
Я не знаю, как
This seems unlikely.
и чё.
I'd really rather not.
О, кстати, вон
Looks like
голубь.
our dear friend Inspector Culver has solved another case. It seems this was an international case. He was...
I'd rather go for
Is there any time?
Ладно. Так. Тут ничего нету вроде.
This painting is called Adventure Awaits.
personally.
Хорошо. Я точно помню, видел их. Свадьба.
We may be able to make use of this wedding photograph.
Careful, old thing. You're getting nearly as bad as that pilfering pelican.
Так, а это что?
Ah, look at him here, the pride of the Admiralty. They...
А где они обручились?
I'd really rather not. Well, goodbye.
God be with
Так.
Thank you, Miss. No. No. I'm not going to open these. It'll let...
Ну что тут лежит?
He doesn't have anything. Poor Gilfrey. How?
Это я понял. Что-нибудь еще?
I think we've learned all we can from the poor chap.
Где же вы обручиться-то могли, а?
This is a portrait of Gilfrey's late wife, Ethel.
How did she die?
It was a terrible incident.
I say, crack.
No, she flew.
Oh, Grizz.
Так.
Ah, portrait of the.
Distinguished looking chap, eh?
Thank you, miss. No, I don't.
Репи, там ничего не написано.
I'm really not sure what the plan.
Вот тут вот у нас.
Ethelberta's grave, you can tell.
Don't much fancy being buried myself. Should
Так, тоже ничего, да? Подожди, а там в этой ничего не было написано? Сейчас. Тут вот.
Note about the times the vessel has been taken out.
Так,
all a load
это...
of bloody gibberish.
My dearest Ethelberta, a reminder that should you need to open the safe.
Fellow has a safe then.
Uh-huh.
Let's look into that. Always some good clues.
I rather suspect that was the point. Anyway, we don't know, but somebody.
Так, все это понятно. Где же вы обручились-то? А вот и осьминог, кстати, который там застрял. Так. Комната прислуги тут вряд ли.
We have reason to believe.
No.
Well, this is frustrating.
Thank you.
Как мне поможет снимок?
Now, let us have.
Just
Not inherently so, but in this case,
best way in my.
one would hope that.
Так не будете их смотреть?
Just some
Not inherently so.
best way in my.
One would hope that.
Ладно. Морской снимок. Там у нас нет ничего морского. Австралия, Азия, Россия, Европа, Аравия. Ой, так много всего. Африка. Южная Америка. Мексика, Северная Америка. Понятно. Ключика-то все равно нету.
You know, Frumple, I'm not sure we have all the. A collection of books, nothing. Various works of fiction. These are.
Oh, Shakespeare, the masters.
Как много у меня тут скопилось всего. Надо потихонечку от всего избавляться. Так.
Farewell, then.
Так, а тебе идет это, да?
Madam,
О!
you knew Ethelberta quite well, I believe.
Oh, yes. She was a dear, dear friend
Так,
to me.
так,
I wonder,
так.
do you know anything about the circumstances of the.
Alas, I was unable to attend their wedding as I was on a 2-year-long spiritual retreat. I left shortly after their engagement.
Do you know where they were when they got engaged?
Oh, indeed I do.
Южная
She was
Америка,
on one of their
хорошо.
expeditions somewhere in South America. She was
Африка.
so excited. Such a sad end.
Южная
If I take one comfort from all this,
Америка.
it's that at least they are together again and on a very great new adventure.
Хорошо, это мы знаем. Так.
This seems unlikely.
Хорошо. Это тоже не
no.
знаешь. Спрашивать у всех, кто где.
No. Farewell, Dame C.
Что знает, что где.
I'm really not sure what. A photograph of Gilfrey.
Что там ничего не написано?
I'm really not sure what the.
Ну открыть ее, я не
I
знаю.
have reservation. No. Thank you.
Не знает. А,
No.
нет, да? Хорошо.
This seems unlikely.
Я даже не знаю дальше, что делать.
This seems
Это мы замотали, да?
This seems unlikely.
Ты не помнишь тоже, да?
I say, I didn't notice these.
Let me see.
Well, we know it.
Так, это мы уже знаем.
This seems no. Thank you, Am.
Блин, да никто не помнит уже никто не говорит. Мы должны как-то сами это сообразить.
Well, goodbye, friend.
God be with you.
Так, ты их не
This seems
венчал.
unlikely to be.
Не венчал.
I really
И
rather
дочку
not.
их не...
I have reserv. I have res. No, I don't. Thank you.
Как?
I have reservation.
Как там? Африка.
I have reserv. I'm really not sure what the plan.
Ясно.
You know, Thrumple, I'm not sure we have all the.
Мгм. Мгм.
Thank you, Mr. I'm really not sure. I'd really rather.
Всё. Можно попробовать еще раз через лес пройти.
This tube is part of the network of pipe.
Ingenious. This is the most.
I'm not sure it's quite.
Больше там нет ничего, да? Пусто.
I've already got one.
Ага.
Photographs from some of Gilfrey's expeditions.
Chap suddenly got around a bit.
Может их совместить как-то можно?
No.
Чтобы мы поняли.
I have reservations about doing this.
Нет, да? М-м-м. М-м-м. Ну что, намочить как-нибудь? Ну, разобрать, посмотреть, там надпись какую, что там.
This trunk is full of various knickknacks, trinkets, old tools, and so on. I can't take all of it.
Австралия, смотри.
This seems unlikely.
Тоже непонятно.
A photograph of Constance. A photograph of... I have
Ну, разломай ее.
reservation. I'm really not sure what...
Сейчас окажется, что там...
No, I don't think... I say, look at this, old boy. It's...
Not for me. Couldn't abide school.
This seems unlikely. This seems unlikely. I'm not really inclined. No. I'm really not sure what...
Я сам не уверен, но...
Ah, look at him here, the pride of the Admiralty. They say he had the sea run...
А может там число есть, а мы по числу узнаем, где он плавал? Кстати. Сейчас проверим. Узнаем, какого числа он... Ну-ка.
I'd really rather not. Notes about the times the vessel has been taken out, nothing...
All a load of bloody gibberish to me.
My dearest...
Fellow as I say.
I rather suspect that was the point.
Не хочет.
I have reserv...
Пу-пу-пу-пу-пу.
No, I don't think that... The pipe will let me breathe, but it won't fit over my snout.
Какой еще урод? Что тебе, зачем тебе надо?
No, I don't...
Почему озеро-то? А, нету этого.
A great lake inside the cabin.
Выход. Ладно, пока. Так уже 1,5 часа играю. Потом подумаю, что еще, и продолжу. Пока. Угу.